Hey there, Foundation students. So in exercise 3.2, converting percentages, this exercise notes is pretty short. It's simply based on two simple skills. Starting off with the first one, to convert percentages to fractions. So key thing is when you're moving from percentages to fractions or decimals, so it doesn't matter as long as you're converting percentages to something. The technique is literally reading the percentage itself. Percentage, for example, when you say 30%, whoops, that actually just means 30 out of 100. But 30 out of 100 actually just means 30 divided by 100. So that second bit there actually tells you what you do to the number to convert it into a fraction or decimal. See how I went from percentages to fractions simply by reading what the symbol percentages actually mean. And that actually just means divide by 100. So your notes for this section, if you want to convert percentages to fractions or decimals, you literally divide by 100 on your calculator. So as an example here, if I had 30, so I type in 30 and I want to convert it to a decimal, you do divide by 100. And that's what 30% is the same as in decimals, it's 0.3. If you wanted to convert it to a fraction, you literally write it what you just said. It would have been 30 out of 100. Okay, that's the fraction. Now, obviously, different students will have different skills or abilities to be able to simplify that. We can see there's a common factor of 10. So if I divide both top and bottom by 10, then it becomes 3 over 10. And that's a smaller fraction. Do you need to know that? Not so much, especially for Year 12 exams. Year 12 exams, you just need to know how to work with the numbers, which one's larger, smaller, and then do calculations. That's more theoretical. So if you know how to do that, great. If you don't, then the key skill is divide 100 to convert percentages to either fractions or decimals. Okay? So I'm just going to delete this to remove that. And then the next one, and to convert fractions or decimals to percentages, you would then, so in the reverse, so let's say I had 30 over 100, or I had 0.3, then the way to convert to percentages is literally just like what you did in the last exercise. It is times by 100. Okay, so that's the difference. So if you're converting to fractional decimals, you divide 100. If you want to convert it to percentages, anytime you want to convert it to percentages, it's times 100. Those are the only two skills you need to be working with. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to a side just so that it looks a bit more obvious that the skill is divide 100 and times 100. Okay, and this here we will then write times 100 times 100. Okay. And you can see here if I had a fraction, so I'll show you just in case you didn't know how to do it. So let's say you got 30 over 100 as your fraction, and you want to convert that to a percentage. Remember, it is just multiply by 100, and you'll see you end up with 30. Or even if you had a decimal, so 0.3, and you times that by 100, you notice here again, you also get 30. So that 30 represents 30%, whether you convert it from a fraction or whether you convert it as from a decimal to a percentage, you times by 100. Okay? And so the answer here would be 30%, and the answer here would also be 30%. All right, let's do some examples. Here we go. Example 1. In a class of 48% of them arrive late to school today. So they arrive late. So 48% of them arrive late. And then express the percentage of students who arrived on time. So be careful here. It says on time. So it's the opposite of being late. So if 48% of them arrive late, okay, so 48% were late. Well, then on time would mean it's the leftover. Now there's 100% in total. So if it's 48% that's late, then there must be 52% that's left over. Okay, I just simply took 100, take away 48, and there's 52% left over. So those 52% of students must be on time. Now they want you to convert that to a fraction. So I got it as a percentage. To convert it to a fraction, remember you just divide 100, or you literally write it as a fraction. So here we go, we write 52% Percent means out of 100. And there you go. That is the fraction. Obviously, if you have the ability to simplify further, it's about finding common factors, then that is a better skill. But if you don't know it, it's okay. I mean, you'll still get the decimal. You can still do calculations, okay? In the exam, they do want the simplest form. So you do want to be able to do that, but if you can't, it's not the biggest deal, okay? If you do happen to have a CAS calculator, then yeah, the nice thing is CAS calculators can do it for you. So if you did 52 over 100, that simplifies down to 13 over 25. I think on your, depending which calculator you have as a scientific, I can work with you to find that fraction function. I think they can simplify it for you as well. Okay, so let me know. But otherwise here we got 52 over 100. You can find there's a common factor of 4. So 4 goes into 52 13 times and 4 goes in 125 times. Okay, so it's 13 over 25, or technically 52 over 100 is a fraction. Then if you want to convert to decimals, well, we already know 52% really just means 52 divide 100, because that's what that symbol there means, right? So on your calculator, you can just literally do 52 divided by 100, and you get 0.52. Okay, so that is as a decimal, and there's a fraction. Example number 2, which is our last example for today. So here in a classroom, there are 9 students wearing skirt, 10 wearing shorts, and 6 wearing long pants. Wow, okay. It's 9 students wearing, 10 wearing shorts. Okay, express the number of students wearing shorts out of the total number of students as a, well, there's actually a bit of a confusion here. We're going to assume that if you're wearing a skirt, you can't be wearing shorts. And if you're wearing shorts, you can't be wearing long pants. So that means in total, there are 9 plus 10 plus 6 students in total. So 9 plus 10 plus 6 gives you a total of 25 students. Okay. And they want you to express the number of students wearing shorts. Okay, so shorts. How many students are wearing shorts? We've got 10 students wearing shorts out of a total of 25 students. That's the fraction. Obviously, you can simplify further, and I can see that they both have a common factor of 5. And that becomes 2 over 5 as a fraction. As a decimal, 10 over 25 is the same thing as saying 10 divided by 25. Okay. And we can convert that to a decimal. So here we go. 10 divided by 25. And you get 0.4. And then finally, if you want to convert this to a percentage, remember it's the other way. So from decimals or fractions to percentages, you times by 100. And to me, the easiest way is to use the decimal. So 0.4 times 100. And 0.4 times 100 gives you, hopefully you already know, but I'm just going to show it on the calculator anyways, times by 100, it should be 40%. Okay, so there we go, 40%. So we can say 40% of the students wear shorts. You can also see it's 2, for every 5 students, 2 of them will wear shorts, or you can say 10 students out of the 25 class, 10 out of the 25 students in the class wear shorts. Yeah, so number of people wearing shorts in total were 10, and total number of students were 25. Okay. And that's it for today's lesson. It's conversion. It's working between fractions, decimals, and percentages.